Hi, I'm Dr. Faith Abraham, and welcome to Beauty and Brains Academy. Today, we are going to be discussing how you can overcome fear. Wow. I have been counseling and coaching for many years, almost 20 years. And one of the things that I've seen the most, aside from anxiety, relationships, confidence, is dealing with fear. And then allow me to say this, a lot of people don't realize it, but anxiety is a byproduct of fear. Okay, so you may say, oh, I don't deal with fear. Okay, but if you deal with anxiety, anxiety is a byproduct of fear. Because anxiousness, being anxious or having anxiety, there is a fear or there is trepidation of what's to come, what you haven't seen, what you may or may not experience, what you may or may not, what may or may not happen to you, right? And so that creates the anxious feeling, creates anxiety within you. So there is a level of fear towards a certain thing or even just life in general. And so I have to point that out to you and help you to realize that anxiety is not normal. It's not something that you're supposed to live with, because it's a form or it's the manifestation of fear in your life. And ultimately what fear is trying to do and trying to tell you is that you should be always concerned about this, about that, this, that, like all these different things. And that's why CBD oil is so popular, and it's a great product. I've used it myself. It's great for anxiety. It's great for stress. It's great for a lot, even essential oils. I'm a big fan of essential oils, okay? And it's a great product, but the truth is it's not going to help you if you don't deal with the root. This is what I get into when I talk about core-based coaching. If you don't get to the root of a matter, the root of a thing, you're going to keep experiencing the same thing over and over and over again. And it's just like in school, when you don't pass the test, you can't advance. You can't move forward. And even if you do, it's like an assisted forward. It's like, oh, yeah, we'll just let you go. And we don't want to live our lives like that. Right? Like, that's not what we're here for. We're here, if I'm going to be on this earth, if I'm going to be alive, I'm going to live my life to the fullest. I'm going to live the life I know I deserve to live, the life that I dreamed about since I was a kid. That's what I'm going to live. Okay? And so anything that wants to hinder that and hinder my experience, you are an enemy to me. And you are opposition. And so now I need to know how to handle this opposition. And today we're talking about the opposition of fear and what it does and how it cripples even the best life. Someone could literally be destined for greatness, destined for great things, destined for big, tremendous things. But if they allow fear to constantly play its hand in their life, that great life, supposed to be great life, will never manifest. It will never come to pass. It will never show up. It will never come. Because fear has more power over you than you have over your own self. So how we're going to overcome fear? The number one way to overcome fear, I say it all the time, is feel the fear and do it anyway. Oh my God. I remember I had a client and my client was like, yeah. So thank you so much for that. This is how she said it to me. Thank you so much for that. That was really inspirational. But I can tell you right now, Dr. Faith, that's not happening. And I said, listen, either you're going to live your life or fear is going to live your life for you. Which one do you want? And she said, well, wait a minute. I want to live my life. Okay, if you want to live your life, you have to show fear that you acknowledge it. And not only do you acknowledge it, but to some degree you embrace it. And in the embracing, you say, I'm going to do this thing that's eliciting fear in me right now anyway. Let me slow it down a little bit and understand it this way. When you feel fear, usually you feel fear right before you do something monumental. You do something big. You do something that is going to shake up your life. And even if it's not like a huge shake, it's one of those big block stepping stones that is going to secure your future. And so fear has to show up and say, hey, don't do that. Are you sure? It's too much money. Oh, you're going to embarrass yourself. You're going to fall flat on your face. Dude, you're going to fail. Why in the world would you do that? Like, fear has to come and begin to scream at you, shout at you, and tell you all the things that could possibly happen that probably never would happen, but that's fear's job, hence the anxiety. Did you just see that correlation right there? I'm glad you had to, because that's what it does. Gives you the worst case scenario for something that hasn't even happened yet. And usually it's not even that bad. But fear's job is to tell you it's going to be bad. Fear's job is to tell you, don't do it. No, 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 no. Right? And honestly, the way you feel, you want to just throw up. You want to just hide under the covers. You want to just take the project and throw it in the trash because it's eliciting all these emotions within you, and it's fear. And so in order for you to overcome fear, you have to feel the fear and say, fear, I feel you. I see you. You're trying to rise up within me. Thank you for showing up. Thank you. Because now that you've shown up, you are proof that what I'm about to do is about to rock my world. And I'm more convinced of the life I'm going to live when I do this thing than the life I'm going to keep dealing with if I listen to you. So number one rule in overcoming fear, feel the fear and do it anyway. Number two, embrace the fear. And I talked about this a little bit in number one, but embrace the fear. What does that look like? Embracing the fear basically means that you are feeling it. You get it, right? And what you do is you sit down and you say, okay, why do I feel this way? Why is fear coming up? Or why would fear come up right now? Right? And get a sheet of paper and get a pen and write it out. Write it out. This project would take me out of my comfort zone, and that's a big thing. That is a huge thing. It would take me out of my comfort zone. This fear would, if I'm going to tell everybody about it, and if I tell everybody and it doesn't work, I'm going to be so embarrassed. And that's going to remind me of how I felt back in high school when so-and-so and all of that other stuff that happens in the past that sets us up in our future and our current lives. That's another topic for another day. But embrace the fear. Write it down. Why are you feeling the fear? Why do you think fear would be coming up right now at this moment? And then say, what are the alternatives? What could possibly happen if you do it anyway? When you do that, that's you embracing that feeling. That's you embracing that emotion. And emotions are good. You're supposed to have it. You're supposed to feel fear. It'll keep you from certain things. You're supposed to, your brain is supposed to protect you. You're supposed to feel anger because good anger will cause you to change. You're supposed to feel these things. The point is, don't feel them and stay in them, but rather feel the emotions and work through them. Work through them. And so by you using that sheet of paper and saying, this is probably why the fear is showing up, that's the first half of the sheet of paper. The second half of the sheet of paper is, what is the alternative? What's going to happen if I go ahead and do this thing anyway? So key, so important. And when you write it out on that sheet of paper, take the paper, fold it over in half, and the bottom sheet with the results that are potentially going to manifest themselves in your life, stay on that. Slap it on your mirror, look at it every single day. Every time you feel the fear, look at it and say, but this is what I'm looking forward to. This is what's going to happen for me. This is what's going to manifest for me. And guess what? You're basically using your power, the power of your words, to conform your thoughts to what it is that you're going to achieve and accomplish and to do. And then your emotions have to respond and bring up something else other than fear. That's the number 2 way of overcoming fear. So the third way of overcoming fear is understanding that fear is just an emotion. It's just an emotion. And guess what? Emotions are great. They're wonderful. They help us, they protect us, they spare us, they move us forward. That gut something told me, that instinct within you, that's a good thing. You need that. Thank God you're feeling emotions. If you were stone cold and you didn't feel anything at all, that's not a good thing. Okay. You want to feel those emotions. I know when we were growing up and you were crying, people would comfort you by saying, don't cry, don't be sad. Okay, so what should I be? I feel sad. Right? And we carry that experience and that way of dealing with sadness into our adulthood. But it doesn't make sense. You're going to feel sad. That's the human experience. You're going to feel happy, sad, mad, glad, joyful, loathsome, down and out, and high and on cloud 9. That's part of the human experience. Revel in it, enjoy it. But don't live out of your emotions. And if you're going to use your emotions, use it as a barometer to see where you are and to scale what the decision is that you're about to make. Do the worksheet and let the bottom half really help guide you in what it is that you're about to do. So the 3 ways that you're going to overcome fear is 1, feel the fear and do it anyway. Say that 3 times fast. Number 2, okay? You're going to embrace it. Embrace it. Don't fight it. Don't resist it. Embrace it. Say, hey, fear. Hey, I feel you. I see you. And I'm doing it anyway. Takes you back to number 1, right? Then number 3 is process through it. I said it a different way before, but process through it. Okay? Feel it. Embrace it. Write your sheet out. Top half is what the fear is telling you. The bottom half is the potential, what's going to come forth. Flip the page over, crease it, and then focus on the bottom half of the page. That's how you're going to overcome fear. You can never overcome fear running away from it. You have to say, hello, fear. I'm here. Right? Fear is proof that you're on the right track. So feel the fear. Do it anyway. Keep doing that. And as you keep doing that, you're going to build up a resilience and a resistance to fear. You can't run away from it. Fear will always show up. As long as you're moving forward, you're progressing, you're developing, you're trying to become a better you, it's always going to come up. But you don't have to live based off of it. And that's the difference. Listen, if you enjoyed this and you want to go deeper into this and how you can overcome it and really being able to distinguish between what's fear from the past, from your core, and what's fear as in I'm in danger, I want you to join me in my coaching membership called Beauty and Brains Academy. Go to the website www.beauty beautyandbrainsacademy.com. That's all one word. www.beautyandbrainsacademy.com, and I will see you in the group.